So, this is about tennis and how great I am at being bad at it. You see, this guy, this is not me. I am this guy right here. You see him? Depressed, completely horrible at tennis. And I'm a video game guy, so I thought I can turn it from the virtual, the living world, into maybe virtual tennis. I can play the video game. And so after I lose horribly, the announcer announces, love. What? Love. I got 0 points. Zero, zip, zilch, nothing. I'm not loving anything about this right now. Not at all. So, but I think about the number 0 and love. So I went online and I did research about why they consider this love in tennis. So one of the conjectures is l'œuf, which is egg in French, which is shaped like the number 0, right? And the more popular idea is that, love is means to play for the love, meaning playing for nothing. 0. Okay, fair enough. The number 0, I remember watching Schoolhouse Rock when I was a kid. And hearing my hero, 0, how wonderful you are, but we can never reach the stars without you, 0, my hero, 0. I was like, okay, maybe we can get a better spin. And the idea of something as great and as infinite as love can be represented by an image that means nothing. 0. And I also remember watching The Matrix, right? And Neo's like, it's like being in love. And the Indian man that he was talking to said, no, love is just a word. But what matters is the connection. So speaking about connection, I'm watching this show. It's called Touch. And Fox, I want my cut. It's a great show. If you're not watching this show, you should watch this show. The premise is right here. It says the world is connected, but only his son knows this. And it's this child who does not speak at all. But what he does is he writes these numbers, and these numbers are connected to a series of events that his father is responsible for, connecting. It's like a string of pearls, and it's all of these lives that are meant to connect because he wants to end pain. The only time you hear his voice is at the very beginning of the show and at the end when he's giving these anecdotes. And one of these anecdotes was about the fire ant. He said that after they do all of their work for the season, there's a time when the rain comes and the fire ants band together and they form a raft out of themselves, and they can float like this for months. And I thought to myself, I've seen this pattern before. 0, circle, nothing, but everything. They're connected. Someone told me, a very smart guy said his litmus, his litmus scale for a good idea is that if it's a great idea, nature would have beaten us to it. I'd take that. Here you have this idea. These are molecules. Here's the same pattern. In order for this organism to grow, they have to connect and come together and hold each other together. Then I thought, I've seen this somewhere else. I watched The Scale of the Universe. I don't know if you've ever seen this documentary. It's really short. I watched it on YouTube. Phenomenal. And this guy basically looked and he zoomed at an image. And he zoomed in. Every time he zoomed out, it was 10 times the distance. So, he starts off on Earth, and then he zooms out to, the city, and then the country, and then he zooms out and you see the Earth, and you see the solar system, and then you see this cluster, the Andromeda Galaxy, or the Milky Way. The same thing. They're all connected. It even zooms out even further, and there's more clusters just floating around in plasma in space. All connected, all holding each other together. Where am I going? So I'm a nerd, right? And I listen to words. So there was one time when someone told me, hey, you know what, I'm gonna punch you in the solar plexus. I was like, what does that mean? They were like, right here, I'm gonna punch you in your solar plexus. And I just thought they were cool for saying that. But then I discovered that this part of the area is called the solar plexus. Great, I learned anatomy by way of being physically threatened. Awesome. But I was enamored by the word solar. The other term for this is the celiac plexus, which only means abdominal. So I looked up the word solar to see if it meant something more than what I thought it meant. Because when I think about solar, I only think about one thing. So I did the etymology. And solar leads back to sun. That's it. Plexus means network of nerves. So solar plexus would translate to sun nerves. So whoever decided when they were creating the anatomy of the body, there was a decision that was made that we're going to call this place the solar plexus. So then I did a little bit more searching, and I thought about the word sun. In Latin, the word sun is soul. And homophonetically, when we think about the word soul in us, what do we think about? We think about that our gut feeling. We think about that energy inside of us. Whenever someone says, hey, what is your soul saying? What does your gut say? This area right here, solar plexus, sun nerves. It's being suggested that somewhere inside of us, we are all walking with the power of the sun. So when people say things like, the eyes are the windows to your soul, and you have brightness in your eyes, what if they're saying to us, what if we're saying to each other, I recognize the sun in you, the light in you. What would you do if you believed that you harnessed the power of a sun inside of you? You see, what happens with celebrity, right? You know, Hollywood says, we're going to make you a star. I will make you a star. And celebrity television, it's more like the sun that we have in the sky every day that we see. It's in our face for about 12 to 13 hours a day. It's blaring, it's arrogant. I'm here, I'm the sun, baby. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. But when the sun goes down and night falls, and you have the privilege of looking up into a sky that's full, there are billions of stars, one for each and every human being on the planet. One for each one of us to say, that is me in the sky right there. That is my mirror. I see myself, and I'm going to be that significant. I'm going to reflect my light that great. I'm going to be that magnanimous. I'm going to be that magnificent. I'm going to be that brilliant, that illuminated in my existence, that I'm going to reflect back, and that star is going to see me, and I'm going to see it, and I'm going to be that. So what happens if we believe that in ourselves, and then we in turn take that belief and transfer it to the next person? I see the sun in you. I believe in you and in your light because I believe in mine. So in that belief, I'm transferring that energy and it's connecting to you. Then what happens? I've seen this film. Have we all seen this film? Pay It Forward. This idea, this little child comes up with a concept of giving to someone else and not expecting anything in return. So it starts with you. You believe in your own sun, a circle, zero, nothing, zip, zilch, love. You believe in this circle of energy that comes off of you. You give that to the next person. That in turn allows that person to give that energy to the next person, and in turn give that energy to the next person, and in turn give that energy to the next person. And then what do you have? You have a network, a connection, love, tennis. What is it about that score in tennis? In tennis, the goal is to serve, correct? We serve. And when you are able to serve and that person cannot serve you back, they decided that that term was going to be called love. Love and service, serving and giving to someone who is incapable of giving back to you. But in turn, because you've done that, because you've given that energy to the next person, they will in turn be able to connect like that. And if nature has done it as it has already done, nature has proven itself already. It's been here a little bit longer than us. I'd like to believe that nature has it right, that it knows something about connecting. It knows something about communicating. It knows something about community and being. That is the farthest ant from here have anything to do with the ant farthest away from it? Yes, it sure does. Because one is holding on and holding on to the next one is able to hold on, and the next one's able to hold on, and the next one's able to hold on, and they're able to float for months at a time through torment, through struggle, through suffering, through all the things that make them feel, the things that can take their lives. They are able to connect together. So what if we believed that instead of seeing ants, instead of seeing something so minuscule, so small, that actually what was happening when we connected looked like that? This is what we look like. This is what we look like. This image right here, as individual stars that believe in each other's star power, that believes in each other's light, that believes in each other's existence. I want to try something. It's going to require crowd participation. Can I take your hand? I want every person in here, if it's possible, to hold each other's hand. Yes, please. Come. Come. Everyone. Next. And I understand. Make it work, please. Every one of us, find a way, please. Close this. It's fine. Remember this moment when you feel like you are alone and in the dark. Remember this moment when you feel like you have no hope, when you feel like you're struggling by yourself. Remember this moment. Remember this connection. Whoever is all the way back there, even if I cannot see you, by virtue of this connection right here, I feel you. Know that that is the experience that you are having with every other individual human being on this planet at this moment, right here. This is why we're here. It feels good to touch, doesn't it? And we do live in a world where we forget how good this feels. But anytime that you decide that you want to forget, or life seems to drag you away from the memory, snapshot. You heard the camera. Keep this in your mind as a Polaroid, as 1,000 words and one word. A circle, 0, nothing, but everything. Love. Thank you. Thank you.